Good morning. Now we enter to the last stage of this scene. We remember the talk between Jocasta and Oedipus. Jocasta telling one of the servants who accompanied Laius had already reported about his death and everything explained to Oedipus. Oedipus now in a tight corner to understand whether he could be the person. Not merely Tiresias told, Creon also told something indirectly which made his mind totally confused. Again Jocasta asking, why my lord, you are very tired and desperate? Why my lord, you are totally seen in a very way of desperation? What makes you totally distressed? You tell me, because I am your wife. Then Oedipus telling, okay, my dear, I am ready to open my mind, which causes me lot of troubles. I am ready to open. My forebodings now have grown so great. He explains forebodings, that means bad omens, which makes him sleepless nights. He cannot take food properly. He cannot concentrate properly things. Even he reports he cannot sleep in the night because of so many forebodings, ill omens and bad omens appearing. I will not keep them from you. I am not ready to hide things from you. I am ready to open my mind, which makes me totally distressed. For he is that I should confide rather than in you. I cannot hide things, and I feel that you are the eligible person to listen these words from me first, not to others. About such a twisted turn of fortune, you know, I am not an ordinary person. I am the son of Polybus of Corinth. Underline Polybus of Corinth. My mother is not an ordinary person. Her name is Merope, a Dorian. So I am son to Prince to Polybus and Merope. There I was regarded as the finest man. I am not ordinary person. Prince of a palace, and also finest man in the kingdom, in all the city, until a chance would have it something really astonishing took place. During my passive way of life in the palace, there were so many party and banquets are happening. During one of the drinking party, a person, I don't know his name, he had taken much drinks and he reported, oh, you are Oedipus. I tell you one thing, you are not a real son to your parents. He reported, among the others, all people insulted me. He reported that in out of drunken situation, he reported, I am not a son to my father. Not a real son to my father. That statement troubled me a lot, because at least I said nothing, that it was difficult the next day, haunting this matter to me, that I am not real son, only a foster child. I went to my parents. I asked them, is it true? Then my parents, particularly Merope, my mother, told that man, who is that man, stupid man? You are our real son, not a foster child. He might have cheated you. It is not a real fact. We want to see that man who insulted us. Like that, Merope was totally angry. The next day, I went to my parents, my father and my mother. They were angry to listen this word. They reported, this is a fake news. You are our real son. But nonetheless, the accusation always troubled me, though they gave me a passive information which haunted me and troubled me a lot. The accusation always troubled me. The story had become well known all over the world. All people began to talk. Then I decided one thing. I should consult the Delphi oracle. Then I went to Delphi Oracle. I did not tell my mother and father that I am going to the Delphi Oracle. Apollo sent me back with an answer. When I approached the prophet who is powered with Apollo, then he told me that one answer that I did not inform my parents. So I did learn that I had come to find when he spoke, he uttered a monstrous things, underline monstrous things. Apollo's prophet, Delphi Oracle prophet, whose words considered to be very holy during that time, he'll consider real. Then Oedipus got an idea which was very monstrous. Strange terrors and horrific miseries. It was my fate to defile my mother's bed. Underline from the Delphi Oracle. I understood one thing. One day or another day I should share my mother's bed to bring forth to man in human family. The people could not bear to look upon to the murder of my father. Delphi Oracle told me, one day or another day you will have to share the bed with mother, and also your father will be killed by you. Understanding these things from Delphi Oracle, which is supposed to be real during that time, then what shall I do? I, without their notice, I eloped, or I went away from the palace to bring forth the man to him and the murder of my father who engendered me. When I heard that, I ran away from Corinth. Underline. After listening the words from prophet, what did I do? I ran away from my palace. I ran away without informing my parents. I ran away from my house or palace. I ran away from Corinth. From then I thought it is a place beneath the stars. I went to the lands so I would never see prophecy fulfilled. So I thought this prophecy should not be fulfilled. Understanding that if I remain in the palace, I would kill my father and marry my mother and share the bed. So understanding the grievous situation, I ran away from the palace to avoid this misfortune. I thought I went to other lands, abomination of my evil fate. In my traveling, I across the place in which you say your king was murdered. That way from my palace I was walking like a stranger coming. Then I happened to see your king. Probably this happening, so I will tell you the truth. As I was on the move, I passed close by a spot where three roads meet. I recollect all the ideas. I recollect all the matters what happened when I was coming from Corinth. I met the man who was accompanied by some people, and it was also the place where three roads meet together, a strange street corner. And out of some problems, I do remember I killed that man. I met a herald, spot where the roads meet. This place I met the herald and a horse-drawn carriage. One herald was there, at the same time a carriage in which a man was sitting, probably the king. I did not recognize he was a king. Inside there was a man like you described. In the carriage, a man was sitting, about whom that you described earlier. Inside there was a man like you described. The guide that tried to force me off the road. One of the soldiers, one of the men seemed to be a guide to the man who is sitting in the carriage, told me to skip away from the road. I did not do. Who am I to go away from the road if the man is going there? I defended myself. The guide, they tried to force me out of the road. They wanted to push me out of the road to make a conveyance for the carriage. Old man too got personally involved. The man who was sitting in the carriage also came down and personally involved this matter and began to curse me, who was shoving me aside. The man, seeing me walking past in the carriage, kept his eye on me with his doubled whip struck on me on my head. All of a sudden, either this man or somebody kicked on my head with a whip, that which I could not tolerate. What did I do? I also gave them back right on the ear-top. Well, I retaliated the good measure. I hit him quick blow with a staff I held. I had a big stick with me. With that stick, I also hit on his head, knocked him down from his carriage to the road. The old man who was sitting in the carriage fell down from the carriage on the road, and he was dead. He lay there on his back. Then I believe I killed them all. All the people were there, including the man who was in the carriage. I killed. All the people were killed by me. Underline these statements. In the stranger was somehow linked to the lies. After the description, after your description about this man, then I feel that the man that day killed by me is your former king, I think, because all the description what you said is very suitable to the incident. Who is now more unfortunate than me? Underline. This is the tragedy of the epic hero. He says, who will be the more misfortunate than me? I lost my parents, I lost my palace, I lost my kingdom. On the way, I killed a man with so many other people, and this man supposed to be your king, and I became your husband. Who will be in the world more misfortunate than me? He is remorselessly crying inside. What man could be more hateful to the gods? Gods will hate me. What a mistake did I do? What a destiny, what type of destiny is on my head? I killed so many people, even abandoned my parents, and I came, forsook my parents. I came, killed so many people, and supposed to be your own husband, your former king, was killed by me, and later I usurped the throne and became your husband now. No God will prefer me. No God will like me. What a misfortunate life I have. He was remorsefully crying. And the stranger somehow linked to the lies. What man could be more hateful gods? No stranger, no citizen can welcome him. No, their lies speak to him. Instead, they must keep from their doors, of course, lied upon with these hands of mine. These killers' hands, I now contaminate the dead man's bed. Underline. Not merely killing your husband, not killing the people's king. I became the king of the land. I became your husband, and dead man's bed now I share with you. What a grievous mistake did I do for this? Am I not deprived, not am I abhorrent? Now must fly into exile. Underline. For that I decided. I am ready to quit away everything. I am going to quit away this place and go in exile, because no salvation will be with my soul. I must commit suicide, or I should be exiled from this land, vacating, abandoning all of you, all the pleasures what I have. I should go in exile into their fugitive, never see my people, never set foot in my native land again. Neither I can go to my real parents, nor I can stand here. I should be a cursed being, human being in the world. I must get married to my mother and kill my father Polybus. If I go there, unknowingly he again says, if I go to my native place, I should kill my mother, and I should kill my father, and should marry my mother. That is also grievous mistake for a human being to bear in the world. So what a curse upon mine. Just like a Hamlet, he says, Junior Hamlet say, what a destiny is given to me to kill. The person, Claudius, who killed my father, because father's apparition always coming and disturbing Junior Hamlet to kill Claudius, the man who served the kingdom from his father, Senior Hamlet. So Hamlet, in the same way, is cursing himself in one of the time, because there is no other way. What he says, when the sorrows come, they are not coming like single spies, but they come like battalions, one by one. Sorrows coming in our life. So when the sorrow coming, not one sorrow for 1 year or one sorrow for 1 month, every month, every day, problems, sorrows coming. That is why Junior Hamlet says, when the sorrows come, they do not come like a single spies, but they come like battalions. In the same way, he says, I can neither go to my native place, making me understand that I should kill my father and marry my mother. I cannot stay here because I killed your husband, married you, and shared his bed, and became an usurped king to the public. So, what a destiny that I should bear in this world. Polybus, who raised me, then who gave me life? If anyone came, this came from malevolent God. He not be right. You gods, you pure blessed gods, may not this day let me rather vanish from the sight of men. So from this moment onwards, I don't want to see anybody. I want to hide myself from any persons in the world. I will go exile. Would not be right, O gods, you pure blessed gods, may not see the day. Let me rather vanish from the sight of men. Underline, I want to vanish from the sight of the public. I cannot very boldly address the public. I can neither govern this country, because such a grievous mistake that I have done. I have done so many mistakes, so many things, so many sins that I did. As I referred like King Lear, I am more sinned than sinning. It is my destiny that I am sinned. Everybody made me sin. Everybody committed me sin. So King Lear reports, I am more sinned than sinning. In the way, our Oedipus is telling, I cannot face the public. I cannot face you. I cannot face my parents. I cannot face the public citizen of this country. I will go and hide myself somewhere, live like a strange beggar in the mountains like. Let me rather vanish from the sight of the men before I see fate like the roll over me. Then chorus leader in between coming, my Lord, to these things are ominous. Please, my Lord, don't get desperate. These are ominous only. The chorus leader coming. But you must sustain your hope until you hear the servant who was present at the time. Oh, my dear Lord, never lose your hopes. The servant will find. The person who reported this Jocasta earlier about the murder of the king, the servant we will try and find. Till that moment, you never lose your hopes. All these showing are ominous, only ominous. Oedipus, I do have some hope left. Pratyasha, I have some more hopes in my life. But at least enough to wait for man we have summoned from the fields. Let the servant come. Let the servant come and report what really happened. Or let him report whether he saw me among the crowd. Okay, let us wait for the servant to come. Jocasta, once he comes, what do you hope to hear? Jocasta is somewhat perplexed. Jocasta asking husband Oedipus, okay, my dear Lord, if he comes, what do you want to listen from him? What do you plan to listen from him? Oedipus, I will tell you, if we discover what he says matches with you say, then I will escape a disaster. Underline, I will escape a disaster. Means Oedipus telling Jocasta, if he says something indifferent, what you described, something opposite to what you described, then I will save my life in the sense that I will have not to face so many disasters. Jocasta, what was so remarkable in what he said? Oedipus, you said in the story, the man claimed Laius was murdered, a band of thieves. Servant reported you, your former king Laius was killed by group of people, band of robbers. If he tells there was several men, then I was not the killer. If again he tells he saw with his naked eye Laius was killed by group of robbers, then I am sure, or we can be sure, I was not the person who killed, because I was alone on the road. I was not the killer, since one man could never be mistaken for a crowd. He reports there was a crowd of robbers. But in my experience, I was only the man. So again, if he says crowd of robbers, group of people were there to kill the Laius, the king, then I could be saved. Since one man could never become a crowd, if he says it was a single man, I am not responsible for that. Then I am the one responsible. If he says only one person was there to kill your king, then 100% sure I was the man who killed your husband. Jocasta, well, that is certainly what he reported then. Once he came to the palace, that time he reported group of robbers were there. He cannot now withdraw. He once said, whole city heard him. It was not only reported to me, he reported to the whole public who were standing in front of the palace. Robbers, about robbers. That old news, he cannot be demonstrated, my lord. Laius, murderer fits prophecy, and Apollo clearly said the man would die in the hands of infant born from me. Everywhere all types of prophets are there. Again, this prophecy of oracle will not work out, because in our case, our own prophecy told my king that our child will kill father and marry mother. It did not happen. See, this is only telling, blaming. So we cannot 100% believe prophecies. Jocasta reporting, he did unhappy son of ours kill our lives when he perished long before. Our king, our prince, once he was abandoned, he was only 3 years old. He could not, that child was already abandoned and probably might have dead. Then how this child would kill his own father and will marry mother? I cannot believe that. So there also prophecy became blunt. Kill Laius when he had perished long ago. I believe, or we believe, our child, small child who was already left life when he was 3 years old in the mountain. So kill us. So far as this oracular saying so, I would not look the confirmation anywhere. Oedipus, you are right in what you say. What you said may be correct, but nonetheless send for the peasant, don't fail to that. Anyway, to make more confirmation, you send and find the servant, come back, let him report to me. Jocasta, I will call him here as quickly as I can. Underline, I will do my maximum to help you, my lord. I will send here and there all the people to find him. Let the servant come, that peasant come, who is now among the animals. Let him come report. Let us go inside during this time. Let us go now to our bedroom. I will not do anything which does not meet with your approval. I will not do anything without your approval. Anyway, our first target is to find the servant who reported us lies was killed by a group of robbers. Let him come and untie the knot, what we cannot easily untie. This matter will be solved within a short time. Till that time, I tell you goodbye.